Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Elisa in the chat, Jack, Glenn, Rosemary, Sam. Hello, welcome to day 4 and challenge number 3. I am your host, Elizé Todd, and I am actually an Adobe XD Enterprise instructor. I love talking Adobe XD, and I also teach UX and UI design. So this is like a combination of all of my favorite things. I'm a freelance UX designer, UX UI designer, and I also create content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things. My whole goal is to make education a good time. So I hope you guys have a good time with me today. We have Lee, who's a total noob and from Ireland. Welcome. Lee, did you do the other challenges this week, I wonder? Or is this your brand new, like, day 1 for you? Let me know in the chat. Glenn, I'm glad you're super excited. I'm super excited as well. Let me talk to you guys a little bit about Daily Creative Challenge. For those of you who are brand new, potentially Lee, that could be you. Let me share my screen with you guys. So this is the behance.net/challenge landing page. And this is where you can actually enroll into the challenge. So for you, this button might say something a little different depending on if you're logged in or not. This is where you can enroll. This challenge is going to go from June 21st, which was this past Monday, all the way to July 23rd. Now, the first 2 weeks, I am going to be live with you every day, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. But the following 2 weeks, it's just a replay of everything. So you guys have 4 weeks to complete these 9 challenges. So every day you'll receive the challenge at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The first one was the mood board, which Lee says that they had done. So great. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And then we did the onboarding screen yesterday, and then today we have the loading screen. So here's where you can actually download the Adobe XD file, and you can watch the video as well. A really important piece to all of this is joining the community chat, which is the Discord, which is through Discord. So let me show you again what that looks like for those of you who are new. Here you can introduce yourself into the chat right here where it says chat. You can introduce yourself. There's over 62,000 people within this Discord channel. So feel free to start networking, connecting, making friends. And I'm on here. We have other mentors that are on here. Connect with us. Every day, once you've completed your challenge, if you want feedback, which is highly recommended, you're going to go into feedback into the hashtag challenge here. And then here's where you'll upload your designs, get some feedback. And also feel free to use the portfolio reviews and go into the tips and tricks and ask a question. I'm posting tips and tricks every day. So after I've uploaded or after this video has gone live, I'm going to post some of the links that I mentioned through the session here. Cool. So after that, yeah, watch the daily live show every day with me if you can, or watch the replay. And then also highly recommended is to post your work onto Behance. So I'll talk about how you can do that as well. Down below here, you're going to be able to see and download XD from here, go into the Discord chat as well, and explore past challenges as well. Cool. Yeah, Veronica's like 62,000. Yeah, it's a lot of people that are on here. It's kind of crazy. So I want to show some examples from yesterday. Okay, I'm so excited this is my favorite thing. Every morning when I see your guys' challenges in the Discord and through Behance, I was showing my husband, I was like, look at all these amazing designs people created. It's so cool to see you guys posting and creating like much better designs than I created. So that's cool. So here are some of the the examples from yesterday for the onboarding screen. If you missed it yesterday, no worries. Just watch the replay, download the file. Again, you have 4 weeks to complete this, so no rush. Here we have Annie Yang who posted. They have their 3 onboarding screens here. Oh, so beautiful. I love this wave. I like this kind of artistic looking plant here. You kind of just see a peek of it. I like that the get started button is really prominent on the screen. So that's a really strong call to action color. And they also have a video here as well. So showing the movement and the animations in the screen. Really great work. Here's another one from Aditya. They also, I like this background that they're using here, like these dark, I think it's a Montserrat plant, which I love. I love my Montserrats in the background with this like dark color. So the onboarding screens are really popping out, and just a really beautiful minimalistic design here. And they also created a video here. So I'll play that for a second. Ooh, look at those animations. What? Amazing work. And let's see one here, Victoria. Ooh, these are super cool. I like the use of all these images. Feels really, really friendly. Choosing some gradients here. So cool. What great work we are seeing from you guys. And I'm just super excited to see how this evolves, because as some of you may know, we're working on one app design for 2 weeks. So this is going to evolve more and more and more. And then you'll have really a great foundation for a really full case study here. So great opportunity. All right, let's get into Adobe XD. Here we are. Your guys' design file should look something like this. So this is XD Daily Creative Challenge. And actually, you know what? Before this, I want to play the game again. Real or fake? Real or fake? We've been doing these through this week, and I'm just sometimes showing you my own plants, my personal plants. Here you can see my love for my Montserrat. And I have real and fake plants together, and I've been playing this game throughout, real or fake. So do you guys, is this plant real or fake? This is in my living room. I've got a medley of different plants because I killed so many plants. I needed to start getting fake ones as well. What do you guys think? Real or fake for this one? I don't know the name of this. If anyone is a plant person and like knows the name of their plants, also please put that inside the chat so we all know. Real or fake? Is it? Anyone? Anyone in the chat? Put it in. Real. Alicio says super fake. We have Lisa's real. Okay, lots of reals, but like 30% fake, 40%. Okay, it is real actually. So that's the beauty of like kind of combining both real and fake. If you guys have challenges with keeping your real plants alive, I recommend like having that kind of medley of them because it confuses people. Let's go back to the challenge prompt. So you guys are going to design the loading screen for your plant care app. You're going to include a logo, and then you're going to try prototyping a timed transition. So here are some examples of the loading screen here for inspiration. We still have a lot of people that said fake for that real plant. Yeah, I know. It kind of looks a little fake, huh? And you have your resources booklet underneath below. So I also wanted to show examples of real apps that are out there. Here's Bumble. This is their loading screen. If you guys have a phone, which I'm sure a lot of you do, why don't you try and test it out yourself, like that loading screen, and look at some of the transitions that you're typically seeing. As a UX UI designer, that's a lot of what we're doing is we're looking at inspiration, looking at other popular apps that are out there, what they're doing, and we try to draw inspiration from those. So here's Bumble with their logo, a big like bright yellow background. Airbnb is really minimalist with just the logo here and a white background. And then we have Meetup which again is just their logo on a white background. So really simple. We don't need to get too crazy with this. This is more about working on having some sort of logo and potentially a title for our app, and then having just like a nice quick transition from that loading screen and into our app. Ashley needs help with orchids. You know what? Me too. Like, my orchids are great for 3 months, 4 months, and then they die, and I don't know how to revive them. I know some people know how to do that, and I just don't. So here we have my logo, which is these little leaves. Nothing fancy. I am not a logo designer. I'll tell you that much. Who's like great with logos in the chat? I'm a UX UI designer. I don't consider myself a logo designer. That's like such an art. So if you guys are also feeling like, oh my gosh, a logo, that's scary, no worries. Something that I did is I went and downloaded these illustrations from Adobe. So I can actually show Adobe stock. You can go into Adobe stock, or you can go into any other sort of icon, download some icons as well that are free options as well. So I go into searching, maybe we go into illustrations or vectors, and then you can kind of just search what you're looking for. So like plants and stuff like that. So depending on what you can find, you might want to utilize Adobe stock as well to download. Like for me, this is kind of like my icon set or the basis of it. I'm not taking every single piece of it, and sometimes I'm just actually taking little portions of it and using that. So that's exactly what I did for my logo. Is I took which one was it? I took this guy here, this little plant in the house. And then I just, because this is, this was originally an Illustrator file. Actually, let me also just talk to you quickly on how you can open up Illustrator files and Photoshop files in XD, because maybe you don't have Illustrator. So that could be, you're like, oh wait, am I able to even download these? And you totally can. So here, over here, when I've downloaded an Illustrator file, I can just right click, open with Adobe XD. And that allows me to open this up, and I never have to get into Illustrator. And then I can still, you know, customize my logos or my icon sets if I want to. So I can remove that piece, etc., and start to make it a little bit more of my own. So, Rosemary hates making logos. Yeah, it's, you know what, me either. So if you do, or me too, not me either, me too. Go ahead and think about this sort of strategy as well. What's already out there. You can also use Noun Project, which is another great opportunity for finding icon sets. If you go into your resources, there's tons of resources for where you can get icons. So not just through Adobe stock. So you can take maybe an aspect of something that you like and create your logo from there. So I'm going to actually just take this guy, paste it in here, and just going to remove some of these, like all the house sort of structure around it, and just keep the plant. And then from there, I like how, again, these are really simple sort of logos. That's why I kind of wanted to remove as much as I could from it and just make it really simplistic. And then from there, I'm going to make a circle. And I'm just holding down Shift to maintain a kind of a perfect circle there. I'm going to go into my document assets and put in that blue. That's my accent color, my bold color, and that's the one I want to use. And then I'm going to just take this plant, going into my layers panel as well over here on the left bottom side in the middle. And I'm just going to drag it above the circle so that it's going above. Otherwise, if I don't, it's going to go behind behind the circle. So this is a way that you can manage your layers so you can see sort of put things in the order that you want it to be in so you can see it properly. Now I'm just centering it here, so placing it, and I can see the lines, sort of the pink and blue lines that are telling me it's centered. The other thing that you can do is select a group, shift and hold the background, and then over here on the right side in your property inspector in the upper right hand side, you can align them. So you can align them vertically and horizontally like that as well. So once that's where I want it to be, now I want to remove the plant from the background. So over here on the right hand side, there's these 4 options, these Boolean operations where you can add, subtract, intersect, exclude, overlap. So it's just basically removing that plant from here. So if I had a background color like this, now this is just one shape together where you can see the background, right? It's eliminated that plant from the background layer. So I'm just going to center that guy, and boom, it's like pretty much my logo's done. You don't have to, think too hard about it potentially. And then I'm just going to use my text tool, or T is my shortcut, and put planted, make that bold. So over here in my property inspector, I'm changing the weight to bold. And then I'm just dragging this little circle down below, making it a bit smaller. And I'm also going to make that this blue color. If you guys are this teal, I guess. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you add your colors into your assets, which was from day 1. So we can just, again, if I wanted to change this color at any point during while I'm designing, if I'm like, I hate this teal, or one of my mentors were like, that color's not working, I think you need something different, go ahead and change it, and it's going to change your colors there. So, oops, I'm everywhere. There we go. So I'm done. There's my logo. Yay. Now we want to make that timed transition from here to my onboarding screen, which we did yesterday. So we're just building off of our designs from yesterday. If you guys have any recommendations for my for my app name too, let me know. Planted is so lame. I'm not good with names either. But you know what? As UX UI designers, we don't have to be great with everything. We don't have to be great at naming things. We don't have to be great at creating logos. I've rarely created logos for all of my clients, even though I've had tons of startups that I worked with. Never really had to create logos except one time. So not an attribute you have to do. So I actually have my little logo. I added it over here on the right hand side because I kind of want a cute little effect where this moves from the center and pops over into the right hand side. I'm actually going to remove this one and start from fresh so I can show you how it works. So this is where you're going to make your timed transition. I'm going to take my logo and then I'm just going to copy it and paste it into this artboard. And I'm going to drag it over in the corner, and then I'm just going to make it smaller and make it white. This background, I kind of want my white I'm using, which is this FD is the hex code, so it's not just a pure white. And from here, I'm going to go into prototype mode to make my timed transition. So this is different. Oh, you see, maybe you hear my dog bark a little bit. Sorry, he's a little puppy. So for timed transition, what you're going to do is, instead of creating a prototype link from, like, let's say this button, that would be if you're creating something like clickable, like tappable, you would take this and drag it over here. But we're doing something different with time transition. You don't need to click onto anything. You're just time is that trigger. So what I'm going to do is just have the whole artboard selected. And then instead of dragging this anywhere, I am going to oops. I am going to drag it somewhere. I'm dragging it here. And instead of having tap as the trigger, I'm using time as the trigger. So time is the trigger, and here it's asking, what is the delay? How many seconds do you want it to delay before you go into the next artboard? For times, like for the purpose of showing you guys, I wanted to make it a little longer, so I'm going to do about 3 seconds so you can really see that. And then the action type is going to be auto animate, because I want this little plant to animate and go up top. Now this is a little more advanced. If you don't want to do any animation, you don't have to at all. You can just do a timed trigger with a simple transition, no animation necessary. So let's see how that goes. And then you can change the duration. Let's do like half a second and see how that works. So now you should be able to see that little logo move over into the right-hand side. If you don't want to have your logo in your onboarding screens, you don't have to either. Again, this is just like, the purpose is really just to learn the timed transition and to do the loading, but not necessary to have anything fancy with animations or adding your logo elsewhere. So let's do it again. Maybe I'm gonna wait like 2 seconds. Let's see how that feels. Yeah, that feels fine. So I typically try and play around with the delay and with the duration a little bit to see what feels right, so that it's like not jarring when someone first comes into it. And if it's like 0.3 seconds and I play it, it's like, whoa, like what happened? Right? That could be really, that could be kind of like a little too much for the eye to like realize what happened. So that's why time is really important, and why looking at other competitors and seeing what they're doing, and sort of the feeling that you're getting from some other, also from inspirational sites like these, to kind of get a feel for what's pretty common out there. What are people doing? Okay, that's pretty much it. You're creating your logo. Again, you can, if you want to go all out with your logo, feel free to. If you're great in Illustrator and you want to build out something great, that's more advanced. If you want to do something kind of like what I did, is just taking an icon set, or taking some icons and adjusting it to make it more of your own, feel free to do that. And then just work on the timed transition. Any other questions or any thoughts in the chat before I talk about how to export into or export from XD? I'll let you guys think about that while I show it. So there's 2 options. One is you can export just the image. So if I select an artboard, I can go into File, Export, and then I can export selected artboards. And that will export them as PNGs. And that's ideal for uploading into Discord and for adding into your portfolio piece on Behance. You also have to, or you also can, if you want to make a video, select your artboard, play it, and then you'll want to hit the record button. Now, this is a tip for timed transitions. I always make sure my delay is quite long, like 4 seconds, when I'm doing a recording, because it just takes a little while for you to be able to like play it and hit record. So 4 or 5 seconds is probably good. So you can play it, start recording it. And so then from here, you can stop it and then save it as an MP4, as a video. And then this is something you can upload into Discord as well as your Behance profile. Okay, we got a question from Elizé. Do I need to add colors to document assets every time I make a new document? Great question. So something I highly recommend that you do is to not actually work in the design file I provided. You should work actually into your original design file. As you can see, I'm actually just adding the artboards and the challenge into my main screen here, into my main file I'm working off of. So it already has my document assets. This is much better because this is different than other design challenges where this is just one actual whole brand colors and assets and typography you're using throughout. You just want to use the same file. One more question. Does the animation work for an onboarding screen? So actually we were running out of time. Ashley, feel free to go into Discord and go into ask a question and I will answer it for you there. I'm gonna join Discord after this if you guys have any other further questions. All right, guys. So I will see you guys, I hope, tomorrow and see all your lovely designs in Behance. Don't forget to use the tag XD Creative Challenge there so that I can see them. All right. Bye, guys.